Well, good Wednesday morning to you. Trucker Todd here, and time for another video. All right, folks, we're starting to get a lot of applicants here at Swift, and so I know there's a lot of interest being generated about working here, and so it's developed a lot of questions. And so I thought in this video it might be a great idea to go over the Swift recruiting process, how it works from the time you call Michelle to the time you enter your truck. So in this video, I'm going to try to answer those questions. Before I do that, though, I'd like to encourage you guys. I know I hate to do this. It's part of the bare necessities of a YouTube channel. Give it a thumbs up. Look down below. Make sure that you're subscribed. Wait a few seconds. Click that bell. Select all. Those things are free to do. They really help me out. And they also give you notifications when future videos come out. Also, if you click on the title below, it'll drop down. That's the description area. There's a lot of great information there, like how to contact Michelle, how I got the music you're about to hear, my Instagram, my Facebook, my email, how you can contribute to the channel if you'd like to do that. So do those things. Check them out. You'll be glad you did. But without any further ado, let's click into the music I was just talking about and get on to today's topic. Here we go.
And this is why I do this, why I'm out here, why I keep that hammer down. Flying by these road signs with home on my mind, with these wheels turning round. For my family and for my kids, for this life I wanna live. And this is why I do this.
Alrighty, we're back. So, you've been watching these videos. You think you might want to work at Swift. Believe it or not, you're not alone. Swift is, the word's getting out about them. They've made a lot of positive changes. A lot of good things are happening. And people want to be a part of that. And, you know, we can all openly admit, I still laugh at a few Swift jokes. But, they've made a lot of changes, and now they're a place where a lot of guys are taking a look at them. Even when a couple of years ago they would have said, I'll never work at Swift. Now they're giving them a shot. Well, as you can suspect, because of that, there's a mass influx of applications taking place right now. Tons and tons of people are applying. And so the process can be a little longer than what it might be with some other companies. And things like that. Now, you guys heard me mention in the last video that I can remember clearly back in 1998, I had 2 years experience, that Walmart had a 5-year waiting list to work there. Word got out about Walmart that that was the place to work at the time, and everybody wanted to be a part of it. And while Swift has nowhere near a 5-year waiting list right now, the application process can take a couple of weeks. And I would encourage you guys to be patient. It's also possible that Michelle, as great as she is one person. And so it may take her a while to call you back. You got to be patient. If you don't hear from her in a day or two, call again. If you still don't hear from her, call me and I'll try to help you get a hold of her. But you got to be patient. This is a process. There's steps they have to go through that are mandated by the government. They also have company policies they have to go through. So I just wanted to reiterate that to you guys, and then I'll get into how this all works. So the first thing that happens is you look at my videos, you call Michelle, you say, hey, I've been watching Trucker Todd. And she'll notate that. That allows me to help you if you have any questions or concerns, and you know, sometimes I can make some phone calls and help people out. There was one situation, not at Swift, but at a previous company, where a guy was having trouble getting his employment verified. And I actually knew a guy at that company, and I was able to call that company and get that employment verification facilitated so the guy could get hired quicker. And so does it benefit me when you put my name and driver code on there, or when you say Trucker Todd? Sure, it helps me. But also in a lot of cases, I'm able to help you guys as a result of that too. So I would encourage you to do that. Anyway, Michelle's going to answer all your questions truthfully. If she don't know, she'll get the answer for you. She's been with Swift over 20 years, coming up on 25, I believe. She's very, very, very knowledgeable. And the odds of you throwing her a question that she doesn't know the answer to is pretty slim. And that's part of the reason why I recommend her. And she does the owner-operator side. Now, for you guys wanting to do company drivers, what she'll do is she'll refer you to a company driver recruiter that she trusts, that she feels like can give you good information and get you on a successful path. I would still encourage you to give that company driver recruiter my information as well if you choose to go that route. But I'll openly admit I don't know as much about the company side as I do the owner-operator side, obviously, because I'm on the owner-operator side. But I'll still try to help you, still try to get you information, things like that. And so when you call Michelle, just tell her you're interested in company driver recruiting opportunities, and she'll get you in touch with somebody knowledgeable and experienced that can help you. But now back to the lease purchase side. So Michelle will ask you some questions. You'll ask her some questions. At some point in the conversation, you'll say, hey, I'd like to do an application. She'll send you an Intella app link, and you fill that link out, and the process begins. Now, why can't you just go on the Intella app and do your own app? Well, you can, but it's a lot easier when she sends you a link. On the Intella app link, you'll have to remember her name, Michelle Cantrell. You'll have to remember Trucker Todd. And there's always an opportunity that application could get lost in the shuffle, handed off to somebody else, something like this. If Michelle sends you that link, you're guaranteed to be working with Michelle and working with me. And I believe there's some added benefit in that. Now, what's going to happen next? They're going to do the normal federally mandated things that are required. They're going to verify your driving history for the last 10 years, your employment for the last 3 years, your residences. There's going to be a background check. A lot of things are going to happen, just like they do at every company. They're going to look at the clearinghouse, make sure you haven't failed or refused any drug tests. All of those things are going to happen. And honestly, that can take a few days. Then the next step is it'll go to processors, and processors will process, obviously, like the title says, they'll process your application. Right now, that's where the bottleneck is. There's a large amount of applications there and just a couple of people doing processing. At one point, one of them will contact you. They'll ask you a few questions, go over your application, and continue. Once they complete their part, then you'll be scheduled for a drug test and physical if you need it. Sometimes they can use your current one. It depends on if your physician is in their network or not. Sometimes they need you to get a new one. The thing I do like about Swift is they pay for it. Since they're requiring you to go through their network, they do pay for the physical. A lot of companies don't. A lot of companies make you pay for the physical. And so I was real fortunate. My doctor happened to be in their network, so I was able to use my doctor, and they paid for it. Also, the provider they use has your long form available online, so you can print it and have a copy of it at any time. Even if you lose it, it's always readily available to you there. So that's a neat feature that I haven't experienced with any other companies before. Now, you guys all know there's a lot of things going on weird in the world right now. My drug test took about 3 days to come back. Your drug test, I had a guy the other day, his drug test came back the next day. Some of it depends where you live. Some of it depends on, obviously, the drug testing facility, because none of these places that do your physical do your actual test right there. They send it off. So it depends on the backlog at the actual lab that does your test. I've been telling guys it's usually 3 or 4 days. Your results might vary. You might get yours back a lot quicker. But all of these things that I'm telling you, all these steps take time. Now, usually right after you complete your drug test, they'll go ahead and help you select a truck. They'll send you pictures. They'll tell you all about it. They'll answer any questions you've got about the truck, tell you where it's at. You'll discuss transportation, if you want to fly, if you want to get a rent-a-car. I don't think anybody rides the Greyhound anymore. But anyway, they'll go over all those travel arrangements with you. And then when your drug test comes back, you'll go pick up your truck. Now, you've heard me say this in other videos. They don't have an orientation per se right now. They are talking about coming up with some type of onboarding, because what'll happen, you'll get to the terminal, and if it's not Greer, South Carolina, where Michelle is, you'll pretty much just go to the shop, give them your name, they'll hand you some keys, and you'll walk out there and look at your truck, contact your recruiter, and she'll send you the contracts via DocuSign over your email. So it's pretty straightforward. Now, the downside to that is you're not going to have a lot of information, and so you're probably going to call me. Hey Todd, how do I log into this? Hey Todd, how do I do that? Hey Todd, what apps do I need? Hopefully you can get a hold of your OOC instead of me, and he can help you with those things, or she, whatever the case might be, he or she, because there's both. And there's some really good of both, actually. So I've been real impressed with the OOCs here. I've had a chance to meet several of them, and they really do have a good supportive staff here. And so you'll look at your truck, you'll sign your contracts. Please, please, please read your contract, know what it says. If you don't understand, call your recruiter, ask them questions. I called Michelle twice while I was reading my contract for clarification on a few things. And so that's very, very important. Then you're going to want to make sure you get all your goodies. Get your enforcer lock. Get your permit book. Look through your permit book. Make sure all your permits are current. Get you a couple of straps for securing your load. All those things. Make sure your truck has a mattress. All of that. Look over your truck if there's any issues. Mine had 28,000 miles when I got on it, and the driver's seat wouldn't slide, so I had to get that fixed real quick. Had I just took it like it was, I'd have got out on the road and not been able to adjust the seat. And so look your truck over. Know what if there's any problems, get them fixed while you're there so that you can hit the ground running. They're probably going to start, because Swift has a ton of freight, they're probably going to start sending you loads while you're loading your truck with your stuff. Don't get frustrated like I did. I got frustrated, and I was like, they're sending me loads and I ain't even got my stuff in the truck yet, and I was mad. And then they, fortunately, I had a guy that was real calm and patient with me, and he said, hey, calm down. Said, this load picks up when you want to. It's here on the yard, and it delivers when you want to. It's here on the yard. It's a drop and hook at both ends, basically. So then I calmed down, and I still hurried and loaded the truck, but I didn't feel the pressure that I felt before I realized all those things. I was still trying to learn this Zonar, how to read it, because it can be a little awkward at first. But, you know, after that, by that night, I was going, man, this place is great. I was calling friends of mine saying, hey, I think this is going to work. I think I'm going to like it here. And sorry about that. Once again, my phone overheated and I had to reboot it to get it working. This dang Samsung frustrates me to death, but that's another video for another day. So basically, after you get the truck and get rolling, everything's going to be fine, and you're going to be glad you come here. And I will guarantee you, some point during your first week here, a couple of thoughts are going to go through your head. A, I can't believe I'm working at Swift. I never thought I would. And B, you're going to be saying to yourself, wow, I can't believe how much I like it here. I never thought that it would be like this, especially with a large company. So I look forward to hearing that from you. You guys tell me when you experience those two thoughts after starting here. And so I just, if you're going to go somewhere else or whatever, I wish you the best. Still stay in touch. Tell me how it is. And I'd love to hear from you guys. So leave me a comment below or something like that, and we'll catch you on the next video. I'm going to have something else come out on Friday, so we'll see you then. Bye-bye.